Alright, so what is up? What is the deal, YouTube? It's your boy DP, Mr. JuicedUp Boxing himself. Hey, I see Ali. I like that new addition. One of my favorite fighters of all time. But me personally, I put Tyson as my number one. He was just my favorite. He might not have been the most technical of all time, but he just happened to be my favorite fighter from a lot of different standpoints. But we back real quick, man. We back. Before I want to get one more video in before the night was out, and I'm back with my own fight this time again. I showed y'all Daniel Payne. This time I'm gonna introduce y'all to my professional debut. It was me versus Rashad Coulter. Man, at the beginning of this fight, I think I had a month and a half, maybe a month camp out in Albuquerque at Jackson's Wink. For a month, and man, that was some of the best experience I think I ever had because of the altitude. Man, when I came out there, when I came back to Texas, my cardio was on a different level. Sometimes I wish I would have just stayed at that camp. I know I had a lot of opportunities to do that, but everything works out the way it did. This was one of my favorite fights. I think maybe a couple of fights after this, he went to the UFC. I wish I could find the footage of his debut in the UFC. I was his one and only loss. I think he was like 10-1 or 8-1 or something like that. I'm not sure. But here we go. Derek Perkins versus Rashad Coulter. Fight watch. Let's go. Alright, so look, before I push the play, man, first thing I remember about this fight is I think it was on Tapology or Sherdog. They had me as a 9-1 underdog. And I understand it. It was my debut as a pro. And it was like his fourth fight. But he had been KOing everybody. Like he was on a KO streak, crazy KO streak. He has heavy power in his hands. So everybody felt he was just going to come in there and knock me out as well. But leading up to this camp, like I said before, I had just came from Winklejohn and Jackson's and Winks, and I had trained against way bigger, way better fighters than him. And I think both of us at this time was trying to make 185. I think we both came in heavy. We were actually naturally, you were used to fighting at 205. I floated between 205 and 185 at the time. But honestly, I think when he got to the UFC, he was competing at heavyweight. So that's how much of a weight cut we were both trying to make at that time. So here we go. And this is XKO, by the way. That promotion I was telling you about, Dallas-Fort Worth, it's one of our biggest promotions, one of our only promotions. As I come out, I should have threw a switch kick there, but I knew immediately moving against him. He's used to fighting stationary fighters. As you see, he has a clean right hand that did not land, by the way. But immediately chopping his legs down. As you can tell from the first one with Daniel Payne, I'm already moving way more than I did in my amateur fight. And this position right here, y'all, I swear to God, he was so strong. I could tell the weight difference. He felt like he weighed like 20 pounds more than me. Here, I felt his strength. I think I immediately, at this moment, when he had me pressed against the cage, he lands a knee, I believe, to the thigh. I knew I didn't want to take any more of those. I still had good hips. One thing about me was I was naturally calm, naturally poised. You can see me looking over to the corner, even in the midst of what he's doing. There it is right there. That knee to the inside thigh he threw was ridiculous. I felt it. He actually threw two. I immediately knew I wasn't going to take any more of those. So I started hunting. I have the underhook on the left side, which already you can see, once again, my takedown defense was already better than against Daniel Payne. I'm fishing for the arm. I got slammed here, but I had already locked up the Kimura on the other side. At this point, I have the wrist clamped and I have his wrist clamped. There's a way out of it. He didn't know the way out of it. and slowly but surely is allowing me to creep. I'm trying to get to full guard. I'm inside. He's inside control right now. Yeah, I promise, man. If he would have did just a little bit of jiu-jitsu by that time, he probably would have got out this hole. But you see that? Cranking it. Go ahead and pop the shoulder out of place. His first MMA loss was from me. So that was a good way to start my professional debut. I think he went on and had a couple of good wins in mixed martial arts. I said again, he made it to the UFC. I think I was his only loss. Now, with that being said, I'm not sure if he had any wins in the UFC, but we fought him again. Well, my teammates fought him. I think he's fought 2 more of my teammates. So, but before then, it would just be him. Me and him were the only names at that point, especially with XKO. But that was actually in the prime years of what was going to XKO. We had a lot of the top talent from anywhere down south was fighting at XKO. A lot of them were coming out of Texas. So, well, that was a quick one. First round finish. XKO. I don't remember which XKO that was, what number, but it was early. It was my pro debut. I'm gonna keep bringing y'all these fight watches. I should have one coming up soon. I'll be introducing y'all to one of the professional fighters who just came off of a win, Nico Colazzo. He got some really, really big things coming in his future as well. So, but until then, real quick, I'll get back with y'all. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, and let's keep this ball rolling. Don't forget, stay juiced up.